Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today we're going to be talking about some simple tips that I implement in my daily life that help me to be productive and therefore help me to be a low waste person or try and live a more low waste lifestyle. I find that lots of productive tips actually can really benefit you in so many different ways, and these kind of movements all really intersect really nicely with one another. So I just kind of wanted to bring to light some productive habits that I've seen other people do and therefore have implemented into my life, and yeah, just seeing the results on trying to live a more low waste lifestyle and how these productive habits have really helped me to do that. Before we get into the video, I just want to thank my patrons over on Patreon. You guys are helping me out to make sure that everything is running smoothly on the low impact movement, and also to basically make my channel a less sponsor kind of zone. I still do sponsored videos and I still have ads, but I try and do far fewer sponsored videos, and I have had actually much fewer sponsored videos recently. So I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying the videos without having sponsors on them. And yeah, if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, then I will put a link down below. I'm going to start doing, or I'm about to start doing, some Patreon only videos on there to obviously show my gratitude towards those who are. But if you obviously don't have the means to do so now, please keep enjoying the content that's on this channel, and thank you for your continued viewership, and I really appreciate you all. So without further ado, grab a cup of tea and let's get straight into the video. So for the past few weeks, I've been getting up at the same time every day. I started off at 6 and then I moved it to 5:30, and now I actually get up at 5. And getting up at 5 every day gives me a few hours before anyone else is awake to have that time to myself. No one's going to be calling or texting or emailing me, and no one else is going to be awake in my house. So it's nice to be able to have that time to myself where I can really just get some stuff done, or simply get my workout done, or anything that I want to do that's just for me. So getting up at the same time every day has given my body a lot more consistency, and also my mind, and kind of given me a different mental focus that I didn't have before. I am not saying that you have to get up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. is quite early, especially now that it's getting darker and it's getting into winter. I am simply getting up this early because I have a lot of work to do and I want to get it done before Christmas so I can have a real break. After that, I'll probably go down to about 6 a.m, which yes, is still early, but for me, it just means that everything works so much more consistently, and I personally am a much more consistent person when I get up at the same time every single day. This sets a really good precedent for the rest of my day, and it also means that I am far more productive and therefore organized, which does kind of have this roll effect, which means that I'm more organized and therefore it's easier to be low waste because I remember to pack my lunch, or I have those extra 5 minutes to remember my keep cup or anything like that. So getting up early has this massive knock-on effect and enables me to be a lot more productive and therefore organized. Whew, that was a long one. Let's go on to number 2, which is to create a ritual every morning that you absolutely love. This has helped me massively to get up much earlier, because when I wake up, even though I'm like, it's so early, and having to turn on the light and having to open my curtains, I have that morning ritual that I really, really love to look forward to. And for me, that's making a cup of coffee and making sure I make it just the way I like. And that's the first thing I do when I wake up. I wake up, I go and make my coffee, I indulge myself in that little ritual, and then I get to work, or then I have my shower or whatever, after I have enjoyed whatever it is that I have chosen to do that morning. Like for me, it's the coffee, but for you, it could be anything. It could be a run, it could be watching an episode of your favorite TV show, it could be, having a shower because it's nice and warm, or, whatever it is, it can be really effective in getting you up early and, setting a good precedent, as I said before, for the rest of the day. Number 3. Now, I love a to-do list. I also love a plan. Planning out what I'm going to do for the day has just been incredibly helpful for me. I'm the kind of person that can't organize things in my brain. I have to write everything down to fully understand what I have to do, what needs to get done, and what could be kind of pushed back. I do this twice, so I have one that I make on a Monday morning that I make for the entire week. So this gives me the time and the space to think about bigger goals that I want to achieve that week. So say I want to start cooking more things from scratch, for example, I will put as a goal, learn to cook X from scratch this week. That could be like a meal, or it could be bread, or it could be something that will enable me to lower my waist, but is a kind of fun goal to begin with. And then obviously the other goals will be to do with work, getting a certain amount of work done, maybe getting a workout done, or creating a program, or even just making sure I completed that program this week. Setting out the goals on the Monday morning really helps me to plan for the rest of the week and helps me to kind of achieve more, because I've written down exactly what I want. And even the act of writing has been incredibly helpful for me personally to kind of cement it in my brain that that's what I really want to do. And also it's really satisfying to kind of tick those things off. And that's why I also do this for a daily plan. And it could be a goals, it could be a to-do list. And I like to look at my day and think about my priorities and decide what I need to get done that day. So I could be spending time doing, things like Instagram or filming, or going on Patreon and making sure I'm updating my patrons there, or other sort of social media consulting that I've been doing. Just making sure that I'm prioritizing things so the right things get done first, and the less important things either get pushed towards the end of the day or even pushed to the next day. So planning has helped me to be so much more productive and getting that stuff done, so I can actually fit in more time to do stuff that I want, like watch Sex and the City again, or go to the gym, or meal prep for the next day, or things like that. So yeah, that's been really helpful for me. The next thing is to do something just for you every single day, even if it's 5 minutes or an hour, whatever amount of time that you can spare. I do really believe in self-care and making sure that you have, or you at least prioritize yourself, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, because we can have this kind of emotional depletion of energy when we're trying to be compassionate a lot of the time, when we're trying to lower our waist and we're trying to create all of these new habits. Sometimes, honestly, for 5 minutes a day, I will just put on my favorite song and listen to it twice because it's quite short. And for me, that will be like this just pure moment where it's just about what I want to be doing, and it motivates me, and it also puts me in this kind of mindset that you just feel joy, just feeling joy in your day, and making sure that all the other stuff doesn't get in the way and mean that you can't make sure that you are experiencing the things that give you pure joy every day. Even if you say you love hiking, for example, and you don't live anywhere that you could go hiking, just going for a walk around, or go online and look at, maybe even look at old photos or old videos that you've taken of hikes, and kind of just engulf yourself in that memory, and that nostalgia can just, for me personally, really lifts my mood. And it just means that it prevents me from losing the things that give me the most joy, because I have a lot of work to do. So please take care of yourself, even if it's for 5 minutes a day. Really lose yourself in something you truly love. Number 5, which is similar to kind of planning your day, but actually think about planning the time that you spend doing certain things. This, again, for me is really great for productivity, for work, but it's also great for reducing my waste, because it enables me to block out time to do things like meal prepping, or any DIYs that I need to get done. Say I've just run out of my deodorant and I really want to put time aside just to make sure I can make some new, so I don't kind of panic and then go to the shop and buy one that I don't really need. This can be also a really great way to structure your day, so you know what it's going to look like, and I end up personally being more productive when I have a time limit on things. So for example, I might spend, like today, an hour setting up everything to film, and then actually filming, and then I'll set aside about 4 hours for this kind of video to edit and upload it all and make sure I've got everything ready for that, like my thumbnails and stuff. Also, I'm going to be doing a behind the scenes video over on Patreon in the next few weeks, so if you are interested in that, check out the link in the description below. And then other things, like I'm going to be putting up an article for the Low Impact Movement today, which will be about 2 hours of writing, editing, and uploading, etc., and making sure I have the right photos for it, and then Instagram to promote it and make sure people know that there's another post that's gone out. I will also spend another hour on Instagram planning out particularly the low impact movement kind of posts for the next week, because we're going to be talking about a beginner's guide to low impact living, and kind of doing it around this time that we have Black Friday and going into Christmas time, so to try and remind people what really matters to them and actually what they want to be spending their money on and actually their time doing as well. Putting aside certain blocks of time has really helped me to get a lot of objectives done, and it has also enabled me to free up some more time to do a lot more charity work. So each week I'm now going to be working for a charity. When I say working, it's volunteering my kind of expertise and helping them to use social media to better their cause or to gain more support, etc. And that for me is a really wonderful way of opening up my time to do something that means a lot to me and creates a lot of change in a very different way. So planning your day through time management as well as stuff that you have to get done can be really, really helpful. And the last one is downtime, or do not disturb time, as I've heard a lot of people call it. And this is where I put my phone on silent, and I have also a kind of no stimulation rule. So I don't listen to podcasts, I don't read books, I don't watch TV, I don't go on my computer. This tends to be when I go to the gym. So from the time that I leave my house, I'll put my phone onto silent, get on my bike, cycle to the gym, be present at the gym, be present in my workout, and maybe afterwards, after I've stretched, etc. and finished, I'll talk to the people that are there and chat to them, maybe even do a workout with them during my the process of working out. And only once I have cycled home, put all my stuff down, had a shower, will I then look at my phone. And that time for me is just so important. It's so important because when I'm not being stimulated by outward kind of sources, then that's when I get a more kind of fresh time to think about stuff and process things that I've read before or researched, or ideas that come to mind. That tends to be the time when I do get ideas for maybe new articles for the low impact movement, maybe new videos for this channel, maybe ideas for photography shoot for Instagram, etc. That time when I have the ability to get bored is when I have the most creative thoughts. I mean, at the gym I will listen to music on the big speakers, but I won't listen to my own personal music, and that's, some people hate that, and obviously this might not be the time for you to do it, but the gym is the time for me to do it. So as soon as I step out the door and I get on my bike to go to the gym, that is my kind of do not disturb time, and I really, really love it because I'm so much more present in my workouts and so much more present in the conversations I have with people at the gym as well. Anyway, needless to say, let's not drag this on. I don't want to waste your time and make this into a ridiculously long video of me rambling again. So just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for watching this video. I hope not only has it been helpful and useful, but hopefully a nice kind of calming video where you can just come and chill out and just listen and hopefully gain something from it. Please give it a like if you liked it, subscribe, and comment any habits that you find particularly helpful for being productive or lowering your waste. And yeah, just a massive thank you to my patrons on Patreon, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.